Hello and welcome to Kingston Stadium in Cedar Rapids. Tonight we've got Class 4A football. It's the visiting Cedar Falls Tigers taking on the home Cedar Rapids Washington Warriors. Thanks for spending some time with us here on Cedar Falls Community Television, Channel 15. I'm Jeremiah Longnecker, joined by Denny Bowman here in this cool evening. It's the first of the cool evenings as we head into October. The weather is just exactly what you would expect. On the field, though, it's going to be fine. We've had a little rain. I don't think it's going to impact play. The wind has died down. It'll be perfect for the players. It'll be cool in the stands. Cedar Falls and Cedar Rapids Washington both trying to break a two-game losing streak, and as they head into the second to last game of the season, which is a little bit odd. And as we take a look at the Class 4A rankings in the Radio Iowa Class 4A football poll, notice that Cedar Falls is not there after dropping a heartbreaker to Dubuque Hempstead 2 weeks ago, their last contest. Another notable absence as you take a look, and that's West Des Moines Valley. And pondered the question to a couple people, when was the last time that Cedar Falls and West Des Moines Valley both were not in the rankings? As we take a look at Cedar Falls Tigers' schedule, you can see they started off with a really big win, and it may not have seemed like such a big win at the time, but that is the only game that Dubuque Senior has lost this year. By Tigers defeated Senior 24-16. Then they routed West, and then you see they stumbled against Cedar Rapids Prairie, and then again that heartbreaker against Dubuque Hempstead. And if you're a Tiger fan, you've seen the catch by Trey Campbell that was not ruled a catch that, well, even ESPN thought was a catch. You take a look at Cedar Rapids Washington's schedule. They got out of the gate quickly. They took it to Cedar Rapids Jefferson, who's really struggling in this campaign. And then the eye-opening win, really, in the MVC this year, and that is the win over Cedar Rapids Kennedy. That's when Cedar Rapids Washington snuck into the rankings momentarily. In a mud bowl, they defeated Marshalltown by that count of 6-0. And then they've had a rough go of it. They dropped a goose egg to Dubuque Senior 31-0, and then a very good Davenport Assumption team rushed for 390 yards in a 35-0 loss. So both teams looking to get about their winning ways. As we take a look at the Mississippi division of the MVC, you can see Cedar Falls there near the bottom. It's an unusual spot. 0-1 on the conference. Again, 2-2 overall. When we take a look at the Valley division of the MVC, you can see that Dubuque Hempstead is on top on that side, followed closely by Iowa City West, who's only played 2 games. It's very odd at this point in the season to have see one team played 5 games, another team has played 2 games. You can see that Kennedy's played 3, so on and so forth. But that is 2020, and that is the way that we're rolling in the year 2020. We are about ready to have the national anthem, so we're going to take a break. and When we come back, we'll have the first half kickoff. You're watching Cedar Falls Community Television, Channel 15's coverage of Cedar Falls football.
What's the easiest way to buy? The Witham way. That means stocking a wide selection of the area's top-selling pre-owned vehicles that fit any budget. From low-mileage cars to one-owner cars to local trades, we carry the vehicles you want. That's the Witham way. And check your mailbox for this month's specials or online at withamauto.com. Witham Auto Centers in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
I enjoyed my job as principal at Cedar Falls High School, and I enjoyed working with parents, students, and staff. The thing I enjoyed most about was watching the students grow and develop. And I always enjoyed simply talking to them to tell them to go Tigers.
I have happy memories at Cedar Falls High School. I met my wife there. We started dating as a sophomore, and we have spent all of our life together. So I'm happy with the Tigers. Go Tigers!
Thanks for watching the Tigers on Cedar Falls Utilities, Channel 15.
The middle, Ostrich is free. Give him 6.
We're thankful for customers who choose CFU Cable TV. It's because of you that we can produce high-quality local high school sports.
Oh, what a catch! Wow, Trey Campbell.
This year we know it's especially important to have high school games on TV and online. Because of community support, we're able to provide a full slate of high school sports.
Hutchins in the open, gets past the defense, and he takes it all the way.
So thanks for being a CFU TV customer, and go Tigers.
Welcome back to Kingston Stadium in Cedar Rapids. See, the Tigers will receive the first half kickoff. Seth Moore, the 6-foot senior, will kick it off for Cedar Rapids, Washington.
Kicking off the game for the Warriors.
Waiting deep, Jordan Hepner and the explosive Ryan Ostrich. Just a little bit of a wind is what Moore is kicking into. See if Washington elects to keep it away from Ostrich. He's already taken one back for a touchdown. He does. He kicks it short. Be taken by the Tigers at the 34-yard line. And that's where they'll start.
Tackled by number 3, Jaden Harris.
So Nolan North gets his name first into the stat book. And here come the Tigers.
First down and 10 for the Tigers.
Cedar Falls head coach Brad Remmert. Mo Blue, the head coach for Cedar Rapids, Washington. Tigers will come out in a 2 tight end set. We thought we might see that. Single back is Ostrich. Hutchins and Campbell are the wideouts. And we're going to see the reverse to Campbell. Campbell's got a lot of room. Campbell can fly. Campbell's up the far hash. Campbell, one man to beat. Campbell, 5, touchdown. I talked to Coach Ken Koltoff earlier and he said, you might see a reverse early. He didn't tell me it was going to be the first play. The Tigers strike early on a 66-yard reverse to Trey Campbell. Second time he scored on that same reverse this year. This one a little bit different formation. And 16 seconds into this one, the Tigers need the extra point. It's up and good by Holstein. Jake knocks it through, and just like that, Cedar Falls on top, 7-0. So the Tigers come out in a set that Cedar Rapids, Washington had not seen yet. Tigers call it quads. It's 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and a single back out of the shotgun set. Jacobson looks like he's going to run the lead option and then just gives a little flip to the speedy Campbell. Trey got a really nice block from his fellow receiver, Daniel Hutchins, on the far hash. But Trey and his wheels did the rest. 66-yard score. So the Tiger special teams will come back out. This is Stratton Fersen who will kick it off. The Tigers with a couple of different kickers who share the duties. Holstein does extra points and field goals. Fersen with a very strong leg. We'll have a light wind behind him. He'll try to bang this into the end zone. A little bit more difficult when the temperature is in the low 50s, maybe the upper 40s by now. Referee blows his whistle. Ball is in play. Here comes Fersen. This one may not make it to the end zone. It does not. It's taken at the 1-yard line. Very little room. Excellent coverage. Michael Blake, his sophomore, is able to return the kickoff. And he is tackled quickly for a very, very short gain on that kickoff return. And that's Riley Barnett, the junior linebacker in his second year of action. Now Cedar Rapids, Washington, without their starting quarterback, who apparently broke an arm in their last contest out, Reed Ortiz. is the quarterback. He gives it off to Jabari Dobbs, who's their leading carry. He's toted it 98 times this year for 327 yards and 4 touchdowns has Dobbs. So the Tigers tackle Dobbs for just a short game. That brings up 2nd down and 8. 3 receivers set, 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Shotgun for Ortiz. Ortiz comes off tackle and he is quickly met. Ortiz may have picked up a yard.
Carry by number 4, Reed Ortiz.
Ortiz has carried it 10 times on the year. He does have a touchdown amongst his 35 yards. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. So the Tigers looking for a quick 3 and out. Lead option play, Ortiz on the carry again. He's going to be well short. So Washington not wanting to put it into the air early. Ortiz did play some of last game after Henry Clymer, the starting quarterback, went out. Ortiz was 3 of 7, did throw 3 interceptions in a hurry. So Washington not wanting to risk the turnover in the first series, plays it safe, and now they're going to punt it away. Looks like Michael Blank back to kick, and we're going to be pushed back a little bit further.
Full start. Offense, number 21. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
And Watts McBride guilty of the infraction. Washington's gonna has 5 sophomores on their roster. The kick is away. And it's going to be a short one. Tigers going to have a short field. Ball is at the 33-yard line, just outside the 33-yard line. So Cedar Falls, which already has a 7-point lead, courtesy of the 66-yard touchdown by Trey Campbell. In excellent field position. Same set, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. This time the give to Ostrich, who has some room. Ostrich has a lot of room. He's trying to split the 2 defenders. Ostrich, 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for the Tigers. It's Ryan Ostrich. And just like that, the Tigers have gotten exactly what they wanted, a quick start. Ostrich on that inside zone play looked very much like what Campbell did on the first run. Just would not let anybody catch up to him. And Jake Holstein kicks it through again. Cedar Falls with a quick start, up 14-0. 10-14 to play. It is 1:46 into the game. Brad Remmert's gotten exactly what he wanted. So Cedar Rapids, Washington, which has not scored in 2 games, now finds themselves down 14 points. Stratton Fersen will tee it up again.
Kicking off for the Tigers, number 8, Stratton Fersen.
Fersen's kick. This one's a high one. It's not particularly deep. Blank takes it about the 8-yard line. Blank trying the far side. He's got some room. Blank up, and he's taken out by Fersen. Fersen draws some oohs and ahs from the crowd. The kicker blast blank. But after a return of 22 yards, and that's where Cedar Rapids, Washington will take over. Furston's going to get a little extra tension as he comes off the field after that big hit, including the head coach, who used to lay those kind of hits on himself, comes over and gives him a low 5. But Washington will start in a pro set. They are in gun to 2 backs in the backfield. The give is off to Dobbs again. Dobbs finds a little room. Maybe picks up 3 off the right side.
Miles Thompson. Team tackle for the Tigers.
That can bring up a 2nd and 7 for Cedar Rapids, Washington. Same formation. Tight end on the right side. This little hitch outside, and the ball stripped away. Tigers have turned it over. Tigers. Let's see if they're going to call an incomplete pass. Now the referee's going to discuss it. It certainly looked like the possession, and that's exactly what they're going to say. Quick pass out was to Zarin Ross Carr, the leading receiver for the Warriors. And throw a hitch to him. He tries to dip inside. And an excellent play. Didn't see who the corner who stripped it was. I believe Eli Mickey jumped on the loose ball. So once again, the Tigers with the ball in excellent field position after the recovered fumble. Tigers, again, 2 tight ends in the game. Give off to Ostrich. Ostrich spins. Ostrich spins again. He's going to pick up a solid 8 yards. First play the Tigers have run that has not gone for a touchdown.
Team tackle for the Warriors.
So in fact, they will give Ostrich 8 yards. Caden Jansen checks in the first time. They'll send twin receivers to the far side. Aiden Sorensen and Will Lynch, the tight ends. Tigers in an illegal set right now. They have the tight end covered up on the far side. If they throw this football, they gotta be careful that that is not called. Looking for Hutchins. Linebacker is Dobbs. Does a nice job knocking that away. Tigers will now have a 3rd and 2. First pass attempted
3rd down and 2
in the game. So still in a very good situation. Tigers in 4-down territory. Tigers with a slightly different look as they come under center. Sorensen in motion. Sorensen will kick out. Ostrich inside. He's got enough, looks like he's got enough to pick up the first down. Might be just a hair short. Don't have the particularly good angle, but in fact the referee says move the sticks. So at the 8:27 mark, it's 1st and 10 Cedar Falls at the 26-yard line of Cedar Rapids, Washington. Again, the Tigers up 14-0. Courtesy of a Trey Campbell and Ryan Ostrich touchdown. The Tigers now have 3 wide receivers on the field. Tigers motion to a 3 wide receiver set. Just throw a little bit of a screen out to Trey Campbell. He puts his shoulder down. Campbell picks up, looks like 3 on a nice safe first down play. Cedar Falls, check that, maybe 4 yards. And we have a 2nd and 6.
2nd down and 6.
Jacobson back to shotgun. He's got 4 receivers on the field. This is Hutchins in motion. They give off to Ostrich. He's got a lot of room again. He's trying to split the defense. Ostrich in. Touchdown, Ryan Ostrich. 22 yards this time. Ostrich gives the Tigers 3 scores. The Tigers score 16 seconds into the game, 1 minute and 46 seconds into the game, and now at the 7:12 mark of the first quarter, they've just put up their 3rd touchdown. And the week off appears to have done the Tiger offense some good, as Cedar Rapids, Washington has no answer for the Tiger offense so far. The Holstein kick is good, and it's a 21-0 Tiger lead. As the Tigers gather their special teams, we'll take a quick break, but come back right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television, Channel 15.
Your smile is the most important thing to us. A smile is your greatest accessory. A smile lights up a room. A smile is confidence. It's a symbol of love, a friendly face, happiness, and so much more. Let us keep your smile healthy. Kimball and Beecher Family Dentistry. We'd love to see you smile.
Stratton Fersen waiting to kick it off. He's been busy so far in the first 7 minutes and 48 seconds. Here's his 3rd kickoff. Blank takes it from the 2, high and deep. He's got some room again. Oh, he's blasted from behind. Ball's out. Ball's still loose. There's a pile. Ball's going into the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown or a safety, one of the two. What is the referee's ruling? No ruling yet. Yes, touchdown. Cedar Falls with the touchdown. And I believe it's Fersen who handed the ball back. I believe Stratton Fersen both kicked it off and recovered for the Tiger touchdown. 2nd turnover. And in fact, he does. Fersen so far with a tackle on a kickoff and now a recovery for a touchdown. And off the fake, the Tigers' 2-point conversion opportunity, no good. So Cedar Falls fails to tack on.
This is the first quarter timeout for hydration.
The extra point, but nonetheless they have a 27-point lead. A 2-minute timeout has been called. These are the COVID-19 timeouts to sanitize. We'll take one too. Cedar Falls all over Washington right now, 27-0 on Cedar Falls Community Television, Channel 15.
I grew up here in Cedar Falls and experienced Cedar Falls athletics as a student, now as a parent and community member. I have the pleasure in my role here at the Western Home Communities of serving several of my former teachers and administrators. Go Tigers!
Well, if you're just tuning in, you've already missed 4 Tiger touchdowns, and we've only played 8 minutes and 2 seconds. Stratton Fersen so far, well, he's sharing the thunder along with Ryan Ostrich, who already has 2 touchdowns. Washington's going to let this one go into the end zone, and they'll start from their own 20. Trey Campbell started the scoring, 66-yard touchdown run off a reverse after the Tigers forced a 3-and-out from Cedar Rapids, Washington. Ryan Ostrich on the next play from the Wash 33 scored. Tigers forced a turnover after a couple of Ostrich runs, including one for a first down. He scored on a 22-yard run. Stratton Fersen then kicked off and recovered a fumble in the end zone. Missed extra point, made it 27-0. This pass is complete from Reed to Ross Carr. And it is, check that, Ortiz is out of the game now. So it's Michael Blank, a sophomore who's listed as a wide receiver, is into the game. So it must be that Ortiz is more of the runner, and they'll bring in Blank to throw it now. We'll see what kind of rotation takes place there. On the give inside, a lot of white shirts right there to harness Dobbs.
Up to number 34, Jabari Dobbs.
So Dobbs picks up 4 or 5, and it brings up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 for the Warriors, still looking for their first down. 6.5 minutes to play, first period. 3 receivers, 2 backs. Blank gonna keep it himself off the edge. Blank's got some room, he can run too, and he's gonna carry it. Big gain for Blanks, he picks up 20 yards. Jay Seeger able to bring him down, but not before Washington gets its first down and nearly into Tiger territory. Anything positive for Cedar Rapids Washington right now? Just about the first positive of the game. A couple of turnovers and 4 touchdowns against them. Here comes Blank. Blank finds a little room on the edge, chased down by Barnett. So Michael Blank picks up, well, they're going to give him a couple of yards as he crosses midfield. It'll be a 2nd and 8 for the Warriors. Jeremiah Longnecker, along with Denny Bowman in Cedar Rapids.
2nd down and 8.
3 receivers on the field, 2 wide, 1 to the near side for Wash. Short shotgun set for Blank. The gives to Dobbs. Dobbs taken down quickly by Eli Mickey. Dobbs picks up a couple before being tackled. That's bringing up a 3rd and 6, presumably in 4-down territory, Cedar Rapids, Washington. As Washington calls the play, this is my first trip to Cedar Rapids since the derecho, and it's just simply unbelievable, the debris that is still here in Cedar Rapids. Blank, again looking to throw the ball down the field. Oh, he just misses. Zarin Ross Carr, who may have scored, is able to haul in the one-handed catch, but the ball was a little bit behind him. And Wash gonna bring what appears to be the punt team in. Now, I would imagine Cedar Falls will play what they call punt safe. Blank is the punter. He also is the quarterback on this series, so if that tells you anything. He's only at 11 yards. In fact, he will punt it away. Blank punts it down. Now it's the Tigers who, oh, great play. My goodness. Ball was fumbled away, but then it was hauled back in. And it was Nate G who was able to just reach out with a paw and haul it in. Gee, such a dangerous return man. Really wanting to make something happen there. The Tigers fortunate to hang on to it. So they'll run just the 2nd play in their own territory. The first time they did, it was the touchdown by Campbell. Still 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in their first quarter of action. Tigers will put 4 receivers on the field. No deep safeties for Cedar Rapids, Washington. Play action. They got guys running free all over the place, and it's Hutchins who can't hold on. Tigers run the play action to Ostrich. Pass was a little bit tall for Hutchins, but a ball he definitely needs to hang on to. Daniel will be disappointed. Alex Schmidt comes out of the game as part of that 4 receiver set. And the Tiger offensive staff saw the no deep safeties, and now Wash will change that. Ostrich on the little flip play. He's getting to the outside, and just like that, Ostrich, he is so incredibly fast on that edge. Ostrich didn't look like he had a lot, picks up the first down. So Ostrich somewhere around 80 yards after that carry, unofficially. Did not have any stat keepers, but a couple of guys who don't mind keeping stats, Denny Bowman and myself, we're going to try to keep track of that rushing yardage. First Ostrich, one of the leading ground gainers in the state. Tigers will go back to that set with the 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Jacobson with Ostrich. Now it'll be Campbell off the jet sweep. Campbell can have a hard time finding the edge. He's going to be dropped for what appears to be a loss, and it will be a loss of 2. Most teams running that jet sweep now, and they're running it more as a forward pass, so that'll be a completed pass for Jacobson. Campbell will get the catch, but he does lose 2 yards and brings up a 2nd and 12. 4:10 remaining on the first quarter clock. Jansen and Campbell to the near side. Hutchins to the far side. Sorensen, the tight end, along with Jacobson and Ostrich. Just a quick hitch out to the receiver. This one goes to Hutchins. Nice safe play on 2nd and 12. A gain of 7 is going to bring up a 3rd and 5. Manageable. Schmidt back into the game. It'll be Schmidt in the slot. Jansen, the near receiver. Hutchins on the far side with some attention. The Tigers decide to do here. Now, Jacobson loses it momentarily. Now Jacobson is going to get the first down. Great job by Jacobson. He's able to avoid the sack. Jacobson, really a nice runner. Comes up with a big 3rd down conversion, keeps the drive alive. Will Lynch comes in with the play, hands it off to Jacobson. No issue with the snap. Jacobson just took his eyes off it for a moment. With 3:07 to play in the first quarter, Cedar Falls back in that 2 tight end set. Hutchins in motion. Give is on the counter play to Ostrich. Ostrich with a pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 7. Inside of the final 3 minutes of this first quarter in a chilly Kingston Stadium on this rare Thursday evening game.
2nd down and 7.
Ken Koltoff, Brad Remmert, Jake Mueller all standing on the sideline in proximity to one another. Tigers go on the pro set, tight end and couple of backs. The bootleg, Jacobson looking down the field, had the tight end wide open. Instead, Jacobson takes the sack. Sorensen open in the flat. So the loss of 7 makes it 3rd and 13 for the Tigers as the Warriors record the sack. Now Sorensen and Hutchins to the far side, Jansen and Campbell, what the Tigers call the double set. Ostrich. And it's going to be the quarterback draw. Jacobson picks up 8 or 9 on the play, but the punting unit's going to come out onto the field. Brad Remmer says, kick the ball away. Don't take the foot out of football.
4th down and 5.
So 1st and back to punt. This will be the rugby style punt. 1st and just at 13 yards. And we've got a motion penalty that's going to be on the Tigers, I believe. In fact, it is. That'll back 1st and up about 5 yards. That is not much of a problem, as gives 1st and a little bit more room. Those punters like a little bit more space.
4th down and 10.
Ferson hauls it in. Ferson gets away a big kick. This one is going to go into the end zone as Ferson delivers a 53-yard punt. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Cedar Falls Utilities Fiber Home Broadband. CFU has been chosen as the fastest internet service provider in the country according to PC Mag. Now with 10 gig broadband available citywide, CFU offers exemplary customer service and reliability. Find out more at cfu.net. And Cedar Rapids, Washington still looking to get on the board. A play, maybe two left, unless we have a clock stoppage and an incompletion. There's 35 seconds remaining. Tigers shift to the front. Receiver goes in motion, and it is Ortiz back into the game. Ortiz overthrows his receiver. Ortiz in 7 attempts previous games had already thrown 3 interceptions, and that was nearly his 4th. So it's a 2nd and 10 for Washington.
2nd down and 10.
Looks like we're in for a quarterback rotation with Blank and Ortiz. Ortiz gonna keep it himself. He makes a nice move. Shakes the tackle. He's gonna pick up a solid gain of 8.
Tackle by number 23, Jordan Hefner.
Austin Lean had a chance to bring him down.
3rd down and 2.
Not able to do so. Very manageable situation for the Warriors as time expires. So a difficult 12 minutes for the Warriors, but for the visiting Tigers, exactly what the doctor ordered coming off that 2-game losing streak and 2 weeks worth of practice. Looks like Brad Rimmert has his team hitting on all cylinders. It's Cedar Falls 27, Cedar Rapids, Washington 0. We'll be back with second quarter action. You're watching Cedar Falls football on Cedar Falls Community Television, Channel 15. Welcome back to chilly Cedar Rapids, where the Tigers have a 27-0 lead. We want to thank Witham Auto Center for help to bringing you tonight's game. Witham Auto Center, everything we do is driven by you, located on South Main Street in Cedar Falls, with additional locations in Waterloo and LaPorte City. Witham Auto Center is a proud supporter of the Cedar Falls Tigers. Find your next vehicle in person or online at withamauto.com. Cedar Rapids, Washington with a 3rd and 2 to start the second quarter. It's going to be a quick sneak. I don't know if Ortiz got there, but the referee does, and they're going to move the chains. So Washington, who just really needs to keep the football right now and keep their defense off the field, able to collect their, I believe they're just their 2nd first down of the game so far.
1st and 10 from the Warrior 31.
Quarterback duties have been shared by a couple players as Henry Clymer appears to be out with a broken arm. Ball batted up in the air. I think that was Jordan Hefner who got a hand on that ball. Wanted to not only bat it up in the air, but come up with a pick, not able to do so. The junior linebacker
Pass broken up by number 23, Jordan Hefner.
will gain a couple of points from the Golden Hammer Award, annually given out to the most points by a Tiger defender. 2nd and 10 for the Warriors as Ortiz comes back into the huddle. Ortiz with the give, and this time there's some room. Different back. This is not Dobbs. And number 22 for the Warriors. And that's the first carry for Miles Thompson, who's a sophomore, 6 foot, 155-pound back. He finds some running room over the right side after a couple of nifty moves. And Washington gets into Tiger territory for the first time on this first day of October. Javon Ratliff able to bring him down. Washington back in that 3-receiver set. Ortiz gives it off this time. And he's wrapped up quickly by Capri Wilson. I talked to Cedar Falls defensive coordinator Matt Humple earlier today about Capri, and they said he's just been an excellent surprise. Was a little dinged up against Dubuque Hempstead, but just had a couple of terrific games right out of the gate. He's really helped to fortify that interior defensive front that lost a lot to graduation. And we got a player down on the field, and it is Riley Barnett. Brad Remmert out to attend to him. And defensive staff visits with the remainder of the players on the field. So this is not an area where the Tigers have a tremendous amount of depth. Barnett is going to be helped off the field. Don't know what part of that right leg is ailing him, but he appears to be able to put some more and more pressure as he comes off the field.
Second down at 11.
Landon Shaw, the senior, will come in as a linebacker. Landon's played a little bit of a lot of things in his time in a Tiger uniform. Played some defensive back and some fullback last year. Now he'll step in at that Mike linebacker spot as trainer Pete Waters attends to Riley Barnett just in front of us. Tight receivers. The gives to Thompson again, and Thompson runs into a wall of defenders, and right in the middle of that is Capri Wilson again. Wilson wearing number 50.
Tackled by number 50, Capri Wilson.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Warriors, and as you can already tell, this is not a Warriors offense that is built for 3rd and long, a team that is going to struggle to pass the ball without starting quarterback Henry Clymer. See if Wash decides they're going to try to get half of it back. Get up a manageable 4th down inside the Tiger 40-yard line. It's exactly what they do. Now Ortiz with no one to throw it to. Terrific coverage. As Hepner, G were in the area. Jay Seeger was in that area. Nowhere to go to the twin receivers. So Wash is going to at least line up for a punt. I would imagine on 4th and 11, not the most opportune time for a fake punt. Michael Blank, who's played some wide receiver, is going to punt this away. Tigers need to get away from it. It's the Peter call. Nobody for the Tigers appeared to have touched it, but never a bad idea to pick it up and go into the end zone. In fact, it will be Tigers ball with 8:55 to play in the 2nd quarter. I want to thank Kimball and Beecher for helping to bring us tonight's game. Kimball and Beecher Family Dentistry. Get the smile you've always wanted at one of our 6 locations located on Prairie Parkway in Cedar Falls, with additional sites in Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Marshalltown, and Des Moines. Go to KimballandBeecher.com to schedule your appointment today. We make you smile. Jacobson on the keeper. Jacobson showing off some speed. Jacobson, he's going to pick up 35 yards off the lead option play. Well, Jacobson
Tackle by number 44, Chase.
already on that carry has more rushing yards than throwing yards, but beautifully done by Jacobson. It's one of the things the Tiger staff liked about him from the get-go this summer and into the early fall was his ability to run. Well, Hutchins and Jansen to this side, and we're going to have a whistle. Did not see if there was a flag down. In fact, there was, but it's a false start on the Tigers. Going to
5-yard penalty remains first down.
that penalty whistled on the Tigers.
45-yard line.
This is the first game at which I have noticed that they are calling out the number of the player for the infraction. Leads me to believe that this is potentially a crew that does some small college football as well. Jacobson barking out the signals, and he's going to give it to Ostrich. He's got some room. Ostrich quickly bursts through the hole. He's going to pick up 10. Gets back to 5 penalty yards plus 5 more. Now the Tigers in a 2nd and 5 situation. Ostrich not far away from that 100-yard mark. You can see him just a slightly gimpy. Didn't practice a couple of days this week.
2nd down and 5.
2nd and 5. Couple of guys in the backfield. Swing it out to Ostrich. Ostrich makes one guy miss. He's able to pick up 9. Nice job by Jacobson looking downfield. Doesn't see anything and swinging it out to Ostrich, who makes his first catch. But he does pick up, we'll say, 8 yards and another Tiger first down.
1st down and 10 for the Tigers.
Played half of the 2nd quarter, a touch more, 7 minutes and counting now. Jacobson in the shotgun formation again. I believe it's Lynch in the backfield with Ostrich. Low snap. Jacobson picks it up. Decides just to go north and south, and that's a good call by Jacobson. He's able to pick up 7 yards
Tackle by number 21.
after the snap rolls back to him. Maybe 8. Looks like they're going to give him an 8-yard pickup. So Jacobson doing some nice work on the ground.
2nd down and 2.
On this particular drive, he started the drive with a 35-yard run out to midfield. Daniel Hutchins brings in the play. Lots of options on 2nd and 2 inside your opponent's 30. See if the Tigers decide to take a shot down the field, which they have not done so far. And they will. And Jacobson chased out of the pocket. 5 more yards for him. Jacobson had a couple of guys running free, just not enough time to get the ball to him. But he does pick up enough yardage for that first down as he goes out of bounds at the 5:58 mark of the first half.
1st down and 10 from the Warrior 25.
You heard the public address announcer. 25-yard line is where the ball is spotted as the Tigers yet another first down. They've had their way so far. Scored 27 first quarter points, a couple of punts since then. Clearly what Brad Wormert wanted out of his team. Ostrich trying to find some room on the right end, trying to turn the corners, able to, and does pick up 4 or 5 yards. Doesn't really doing a nice job out here is Trey Campbell. Wide receiver blocks oftentimes go unnoticed, but Campbell's able to pin his guy outside and allows Ostrich to pick up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 21. Ostrich goes out of bounds at the 5:50 mark of the half. Jansen and Campbell go to the far side. It's Hutchins in the near side. Sorensen playing the wing. Tigers will pin everything inside. Jacobson looking down the field. He's got the receiver and he's got a touchdown. In fact, he does. Caden Jansen's able to haul in the touchdown pass as Jacobson threads the needle 21 yards from Jacobson to Jansen. So the Tigers will try to tack on the extra point to make it a 34-point lead. One junior to another. Extra point is good. And the Tigers back to their scoring ways as they lead 34-0 at the 5:42 mark of the second quarter. So after a barrage of scoring early on in this one, it's a quiet nearly 15 minutes, or 12 minutes of play, excuse me, before Jacobson fires this touchdown pass to Caden Jansen. I believe that's Jansen's first touchdown of the season. I want to thank another one of our sponsors, and that's Signs by Tomorrow. Signs by Tomorrow, more than a custom sign company. Signs by Tomorrow is your advertising solutions resource. At Signs by Tomorrow, they create affordable, high-impact signs and visual messaging solutions. Find them on McLean Drive in Cedar Falls or at signsbytomorrow.com. You see the Tiger offense huddled around on the middle of that. White player gathering is Ken Koltoff. Brad Remmert comes over. That's the huddle sideline, which has become a staple of high school and college teams around the country. They've got those iPads up in the box, and so they can watch all the replays. It's extremely valuable. Tigers were without that against Cedar Rapids, or excuse me, against Butte Hempstead, and one of those things that you just can't afford to be without. Got a portable generator and a TV right there on the sideline. So Ferguson will kick off into a little bit of a breeze. Ferguson's going to drive this one low. It's going to go to Blank. Blank gets it at the 15. He's going to try to come across the field. Now Blank's headed up the field. Blank with a nice return out to the 43-yard line. They're going to be 43 and a 28-yard return for Blank before he's brought down. Jay Seeger on the tackle. Oh, Washington with some good field position, but they find themselves in a pretty deep hole. This is the Warrior team, again, that has not scored in the last 9 quarters plus. They've been blanked 2 games in a row. It's after getting off to a 3-0 start with very high hopes. Season's taken a turn for the worse. Ortiz going to keep this one, and he's going to go nowhere. Shaw and Seeger in on the play. At the bottom of that pile is Jordan Hepner. They're going to give Ortiz a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9. Clock ticking down towards the 5-minute mark of this second quarter. Ortiz remains the quarterback. Ortiz staring down his receiver and then throws it right to Nate G. Ortiz way off the mark, had a receiver open, had Ross Carr open, but Nate G able to come up with the interception. So the Tigers force the 3rd turnover of this half. And with 4:50 to go, plenty of time, trying to add to their already large 34-point margin.
First and 10 for the Tigers from their own 35-yard line.
The Tigers with 4 receivers on the field, or 4 receivers wide. One of them a tight end. They'll leave Aiden Sorensen in there. Campbell on the move. The give is on the counter play. Carter Ernst
Carry by number 38.
gets the carry for the Tigers, giving
Tackle by number 32, Kevin Riley.
Ryan Ostrich getting a well-deserved rest. Second and 7 for the Tigers. Jacobson, a little bit of a fake. He's got Campbell down the sideline. He's got him deep. Campbell's able to, no, he's not. Goes right through the hands of Campbell. A beautiful pass off of Jacobson. Maybe could have put slightly more air under the ball, excuse me, and a little bit deeper, had plenty of air under the ball. But Campbell just not able to haul it in. I love the action. Tigers run the lead option so often. He takes a couple of steps like he's going to run the lead option. This time the give is to Jordan Hepner. The starting linebacker is able to bowl forward, and he picks up 8 yards on the third down play. So that'll move the chains with 4:05 to go in the half. The Tigers play it safe on third down, and it works. Alex Schmidt comes into the game, and it's Trey Campbell who would check out.
First and 10 for the Tigers.
And Ryan Ostrich getting a little break. Ostrich carries the ball a lot for this Tiger team. Not all that big of a guy. He is one tough kid. Back to pass, Jacobson. Jacobson's got 4 guys. He's got Sorensen open the flat. Instead, Jacobson's going to pull it up and gain 9 yards. Now, Sorensen and Schmidt, once Jacobson went to scramble, they ended up in the exact same spot. Had Schmidt continued deep down the field, Sorensen would have been wide open in the flat. Just a little bit of a misread on their part. Nonetheless, 2nd and 2. As Jacobson over 50 yards on the ground. Ostrich back in the game. Jacobson with a pump fake. Now he's got Sorensen wide open down the field. He's got to put some air under it. But he does have Sorensen for a gain of nearly 30 yards. Jacobson does a nice job of keeping his head up after the scramble and finding Sorensen down the sideline for the big play, and brings up a first down for the Tigers inside the 20-yard line for the Warriors. And Jacobson continues to do a nice job of moving around in the pocket. Handoffs to Ostrich. Ostrich up the middle. He's going to find, looks like 9 quick yards. Maybe check that. It's going to 11 yards. Ostrich chews up so much ground in such little time. It's going to bring up a 1st and goal from the 6-yard. Ostrich somewhere around the 100-yard mark, unofficially right at it. And the Tigers with the 1st and goal from the 6. Ostrich, the lone Tiger in the backfield, and we got another false start
Number 52.
on the Tigers. This is going to be on the offensive line. And we'll back up the Tigers 5 yards. Now a little bit more difficult situation. 1st and goal from the 11.
First down is 11.
Oh, pump fake has got Sorensen in the flat. Sorensen's going to go into the end zone for the touchdown. So the fake to Ostrich, a little boot off to the right side. Sorensen blocks down, fakes the block, or fakes like he's going to block, slides into the flat. Really nice block by Daniel Hutchins at the end of the play. Jacobson with his 2nd passing touchdown of the half. And it's Sorensen with the touchdown catch from 11 yards out. And Cedar Falls now with its 6th first half touchdown. Booted through by Jake Holstein. and it's a 41-0 game. 147 to play. We continue to hear from our sponsors. We certainly appreciate Brad Jacobson State Farm being one of those who brought you this game from Cedar Rapids. Brad Jacobson State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, Brad Jacobson State Farm is there. Call the original Jake from State Farm at 319-277-4134 or email Jake at brad@bradjacobson.biz. Stratton Ferson, a busy man in the first half, his sixth kickoff. This one looks like it's going to go out of bounds. It does. The penalty flag comes out. So Washington can elect to bring it out to their own 35-yard line. And that's exactly what it appears as though they will do.
Out of bounds on the Tigers. First and 10 for the Warriors on their own 35.
So the Warriors will bring three receivers to the near side. Appear to be in a situation that they don't really want Blank back as the quarterback. He's going to fake the handoff and try to bring it around the left edge, but nothing doing there is Jordan Hepner right there on the stop.
Second down and 9.
Riley Burnett yet to check back into the game. He was trying to run it off a little bit. But my guess is in a situation right now, they've just decided they're going to hold him. Blank fakes the pass, lost the receiver, and now he just throws it into the ground. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for Washington from their 36. Kind of a surprising score in the Iowa City West Dubuque Senior game. Iowa City West up 22-9. Iowa City West only played a couple of games and not a very difficult schedule. Quarterback draw, Blank tucks it. He's not going to pick up the yardage necessary. And that's going to bring up a 4th down play. Hepner in on that tackle yet again along with Capri Wilson. And see if Wash decides to go for it here on 4th and 4, if they decide to boot it away or just let the clock nearly run all the way off. Just 20 seconds to go. Brad Remmert decides not to use one of his timeouts. Up 41 points. The punt is away, ball's gonna hit the ground. This may be it. Nate G decides not to pick it up, and time's gonna run out on the half. So kind of mercifully for the Warriors, Tigers don't run any more plays, but this one was all Tigers in the first half. See up with a more than comfortable 41-0 lead. Ryan Ostrich with a couple of touchdowns. A couple of touchdowns throwing for Jacobson. And as Brad Remmert, the staff, and the team head to the locker room, a lot to be happy about. And for Mo Blue and his team, a lot to think about as they've now been blanked for 10 straight quarters. And in a bad way, we'll start with a running clock when we come back in the second half. You're watching Cedar Falls Tiger Football on CF Community Television, Channel 15. A late coming Cedar Rapids Washington out on the field. It's one of the things I'm not sure that I've seen before. Our team really doesn't come out and warm up. Mo Blue and his staff most likely just taking the time to have a heart-to-heart with its team. Just in case you don't know, all teams make the playoffs in high school football this year. Everybody makes the playoffs. And it's a little bit different format this year in Class 4A. They will place the teams in 3 or 4 team pods. It is not the traditional bracket like it has been in the past. There'll be geographic consideration. It is impossible to say where the Tigers will end up at this point. Most likely with some Cedar Rapids teams, and West Waterloo would make the most sense. I suppose they could get Dubuque schools, but you gotta believe that if they're gonna go the regional or geographic pods, that makes the most sense. And that puts them in a little bit of a pickle on the western side of the state, because you have a very, very top-heavy Des Moines metro area with the what appear to be the best teams in the state, all loaded right there. So Iowa City West continues to lead Dubuque Senior 28-7. It's a little bit of a surprise on this Thursday night. They did put some more time back on the clock. The Tigers, I think, maybe warmed up a little bit early, or they were just being kind to Cedar Rapids, Washington, the home team. It is senior night, pretty rough senior night for the Warriors. Another one of our great sponsors is Western Home Communities. Western Home Communities, the Cedar Valley's best of the best choice for older adults. Visit the website today to find out about villas, lifestyles, or independent living apartments, plus all the amenities they include to make life fun and worry-free. westernhomecommunities.org.
Kicking off the second half of the Tigers, number 37, Jake Holstein.
So Jake Holstein will get the opportunity to kick off. It's been Stratton Fersen so far. Fersen scored one of the Tigers' touchdowns. Probably not something he anticipated happening. He kicked off. It was fumbled by Blank of Cedar Rapids, Washington. Ball found its way over in the corner, and Fersen was Johnny on the spot, pounced on it for the Tigers' 3rd touchdown. Check that. That was the Tigers' 4th touchdown. Didn't sound right. Had to find my scoring summary. Trey Campbell, first touchdown, 66-yard run. Then was a pair of Ryan Ostrich runs, 33 and 22 yards. Then was the first and fumble recovery. Then it was Connor Jacobson to Caden Jansen, 21 yards out. Jacobson to Sorensen, 11 yards. And that was your scoring. Wind has picked up a little bit. Crowd is gotten chilly tonight. I heard people talking about the weather as I was walking around trying to warm up my toes here at halftime. I mentioned the catastrophic derecho in the first half. But a sign of it right here in Kingston Stadium, about 100 feet to our right. The concession stand had a cement roof lifted off and sent. It was just an absolutely miraculous sort of thing that you just can't even imagine seeing, along with all the trees that are down and other damage. Just tough here. Ortiz pass is caught. And now one of the referees, the back judge, is going to come in and say, no, the ball hit the ground. As the Tiger defenders. So that pass,
broken up by number 19, Caleb Rasty.
Caleb Rasty, the closest, is going to get credit there. That pass intended for Maxwell Bjornson, a senior wide receiver for the Warriors. Washington just hasn't been able to get much going. They did have a long run by Miles Thompson in the first half, and that's just about it. Only one time into Tiger territory, just not able to cash in. Evan Schenkelberg on the tackle for the Tigers. He's getting the start tonight. Tigers somewhat thin at that defensive end position. Schenkelberg has played some, making his first start. 3 receivers off the play fake. Here's Ortiz. It appeared as though there was a holding call, but Ortiz is going to scramble for the first down, and he's going to pick it up. We do have a running clock. The Tigers are up by more than 35 points. So even when the ball goes out of bounds, the clock will continue to run. It'll stop on change of possessions and, of course, timeouts and injuries. So Wash in hurry-up mode. Pass down the field. That ball sails high. That intended for Michael Blank.
Pass to number 4, being Ortiz, incomplete. Intended for number 17,
G
Michael Blank.
there, along with Seeger on the coverage for the Tigers. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Just underway in the 3rd quarter. Tigers up comfortably 41-0. Dobbs has had very, very little running room tonight. Dobbs is going to pick up, let's give him 4 on this carry. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Warriors. And this is a Washington team that got out of the gates. Throttled Cedar Rapids, Washington. At the time looked like a huge win over Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. A win over Marshalltown before dropping consecutive decisions. One to Dubuque Senior, another one to Davenport Assumption. Wash in hurry-up mode, so they decided to go tempo and effectively to start this 3rd quarter. A couple of consecutive first downs. Dobbs tries the middle of that Tiger defense, and really nothing there again. Schenkelberg gets off the bottom of the pile again. Now check that. It's 64, Bryden Borchening, who's was playing offensive line last year, saw some actual varsity time as a sophomore, but he flipped over to that defensive line this year. Well, rolling out again is Ortiz. He's able to find Bjornson again. Eli Mickey comes up with the tackle, but another first down gives Wash the ball at the Tiger 32. Wash continues to roll out. High pass. This one is going to be hauled in for the interception. Nate G with his 2nd interception of the night. Reed looking for Blank down the field, but Nate G in perfect position, and he high points that for his 2nd interception. First one fell right into his lap. This one well, let's just say he earned. So the senior corner gives the Tigers the ball back at their own 5-yard line.
First and 10 for the Tigers at their own 5-yard line.
We are going to see some new guys come out. Andrew Wickner, the senior, will be at the quarterback position. We'll detail some of the other guys who have come out as well. Ernst is your running back. He finds some room over the right side of that offensive line and picks up 5 yards.
And up to number 38. Tackled by number 10.
Carter Ernst normally wears number 43, wearing 38 tonight. Caden Jansen, who had the touchdown catch earlier, along with Alex Schmidt on the near side. This time Ernst nowhere to go.
Handoff to number 38.
Ernst
21, watch the drive.
loses a couple yards on that carry. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7.
3rd down and 7.
Checking into the game is Tyler Robbs, junior wide receiver. See if Wickner puts it up in the air, or the Tigers decide to play it safe. Wickner with the toss. There's some room over this right side, but that's closed up in a hurry. Ernst continues to fight, gets out to the 10-yard line, but won't be even close to enough for the 1st down, and the Tigers will have to punt it away for the 3rd time. This running clock has taken us under the 5-minute mark here in this 3rd quarter. There's a lot of guys getting a chance to see some time. Will Doyle out there along with Drew Campbell. Mentioned Bryden Borchning, he's seeing some time.
First shot timeout of the 2nd half.
So interestingly enough, Cedar Rapids Washington calls timeout. Gives us a chance to thank some more sponsors, including Witham Auto Centers. Witham Auto Center, everything we do is driven by you. Located on South Main Street in Cedar Falls, with additional locations in Waterloo and LaPorte City. Witham Auto Center is a proud supporter of the Cedar Falls Tigers. Find your next vehicle in person or online at withamauto.com. Not sure what the timeout was about for the Warriors. Trying to preserve some clock, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. It's certainly not a wind-related timeout.
You are so soft. Take it off.
4th down and 5.
So Stratton Furson's last punt traveled 53 yards. He boomed one. This time he gets a little bit more respect from Bjornson, who backs up all the way to his 43-yard line. Furson, this one's a low one. It's going to hit and bounce over Bjornson's head. He takes it at the 29-yard line. Bjornson does a nice job, a 6-yard return.
Punt by number 8, Stratton Furson.
But that punt covers nearly 60 yards.
Tackle by number 23, Jordan Hepner.
So Hepner registers the tackle, and Furson gets the Tigers a little bit out of jail. Under 4 minutes, and the clock continues to run.
From the home 35-yard line.
Tigers have some new faces in on defense as well. Joe Roussel in at a safety. Cole Froling
Defense, number 92. 5-yard penalty. Remains first up.
in at free safety. Landon Shaw continues to stay in.
For the Warriors from their own
Eli Mickey's still in there, as is Jordan Hepner. We'll get some guys up front as those guys become available. Jet sweep, nowhere to go after the penalty. As a matter of fact, the Tigers are going to bring down the carrier for a loss.
tackle by number 54, Evan Schenkelberg.
Schenkelberg's going to be credited with the TFL, or tackle for a loss. That was Ross Carr on the carry. He's really been a non-factor. Came in with a nice stat line, 17 catches, 271 yards. This is Thompson, and Thompson's brought down quickly. Let's see who comes up. I believe that is Hepner again, or is Landon Shaw. Check that. So Thompson's brought down, and Tigers, which saw the Warriors in a 1st and 5 moments ago, with a couple of nice plays, put them in a 3rd and 8 situation. 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter and counting. Ortiz, delivers a really nice pass. Strong comes up with it right in the middle of some Tiger coverage. Or blank, excuse me.
Tackled by number 41, Hayden Hansen.
So Wash has decided to go quick huddle, get some tempo. I think they just want to get a score on the board. Ortiz, now this is to Bjornsson. Bjornsson stretches out, gets nearly 10, potentially gets the first down. We'll see, and in fact, they will move the chains.
Tackled by number 19, Caleb Racy, and number 41,
Ortiz has his pass caught again by Bjornsson as Wash has kind of settled into that short passing game. Some stop routes or curl routes over the middle.
Tackled by number 25, Landon Shaw. Second and 3.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3. And this is going to be an encroachment penalty on the Tigers.
Encroachment, defense, number 85. 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Isaac Keim, the senior defensive tackle, guilty of that infraction. Thompson on the give, going to be brought down by the Tigers' Capri Wilson.
Tackled by number 50, Capri Wilson. Second down and 6.
Drew Starrett also near the play, wearing number 20. 30 seconds to go. Presumably the last play of the quarter. Ortiz goes up, and we might have a pass interference call. The receiver possibly was out of bounds.
Number 4, Reed Ortiz.
Ross Carr over to complain to the official about an interference call. He was open, just wasn't able to get it. And the clock has expired in this third quarter. So the score remains 41-0, just what we had at half. As the clock strikes 0, we'll take a break and come back with fourth quarter action. You're watching Cedar Falls Tiger football on Cedar Falls Community Television, Channel 15. Fourth quarter begins with Cedar Rapids, Washington knocking at the Tiger door. Just inside the 20, 3rd and 6. Ortiz rolls to his right. We've seen this over and over again. Ortiz finds his receiver, and it's going to be a 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line, and Ortiz has looked sharp in the second half. It is Blank, the sophomore, who comes up with the catch. It's been Blank and Bjornsson. Quickly they throw it out, and this is going to be in for a touchdown.
Pass from number 4, Reed Ortiz, complete to number 2, Zarin Ross Carr.
Zarin Ross Carr with his 5th touchdown, or second touchdown catch of the year. This comes from 9 yards out. Cedar Rapids, Washington looking to kick the extra point. And now possibly go for 2 as they shift. We'll see here what they're going to do. It is Blank.
On the defense.
But they're gonna do that after an offsides penalty on the Tigers. We'll see what Wash decides to do, and they're uncertain. Play clock has not started, so there will not be a delay of game penalty. Whistle has not blown yet. See what the decision is. Looks like Wash is just going to bring out the regular offense and go for 2. Ortiz in the backfield with Thompson. Thompson's gonna get in easily for the 2-point play. That'll make it 41-8. Our first score for Cedar Rapids, Washington. That breaks a long scoreless streak of at least 11 quarters. They'd been goose egg for 2 straight games, and then 3 quarters of this one. So 41-8 the score. I'd like to thank Cedar Falls Utilities for their sponsorship. CFU Cable and Channel 15, your home for Cedar Falls Tiger sports in Cedar Falls. Coverage of this event is made possible by CFU Cable subscribers. Without your support of CFU Cable TV, this broadcast would not happen and local TV coverage would not be possible. Cedar Falls Channel 15 is available on Basic or Basic Plus cable TV plans. For more information, go to cfu.net. So the Tigers still in full control of this game. There will not be a running clock any longer, due to the fact that it is under the 35-point margin. Kick, not particularly deep, is taken by Jordan Hepner. Hepner stiff arms one. Still fighting for yards, and Hepner's going to bring it out to the 32-yard line, where the Tigers will start their second possession of this second half. Mentioned some of the other guys that were in on the offensive line, those guys that don't get a whole lot of attention. Connor Jacobson's in there as well. Gavin Mapes in, along with the 3 previous guys that I mentioned. Ernst in the backfield. Caden Jansen, who caught a touchdown pass earlier, still in the ball game also. Andrew Wickner barking it out, gives it off to Ernst, who is quickly taken down. Maybe picks up a yard or 2 on the play. And bring up a second, and let's call it 8. They're going to give him 2 yards.
Second down and 8.
Nolan North in the game. This is Will Lynch in motion. The toss a little bit behind Ernst. He's able to bring it in. Ernst has some room, and Ernst brings it out for a first down.
Handoff to number 38.
Bryden Borcherding mixing it up a little bit.
Tackle by number 11, Mason McDowell.
Jacob Michael, junior running back, checks in. Ernst will get a break. Also into the game is Gage Mills.
10 for the Tigers from their own 46.
These games are invaluable in that a lot of guys get to get into the game and see time. No such thing as too much depth. Andrew Wickner is going to call a timeout. He saw that play clock running down to 0.
A reminder that any student needing a ride home should call or start making arrangements at this time. All students
earlier in the night,
stadium and parking lot
didn't get a chance to talk about the starting offensive linemen for this team very much. Talked about them as a group, but not individually. They did a terrific job. Joe Knutson, along with Drew Hoth, Ty Tompkins, Jason Whelan, and Logan Sock. All of those guys returned from last year's team. They all played a role. They've moved around a little bit. Pieces are the same. The parts they fill just slightly different. Which Ken Koltoff, who coaches the offensive line as the running game, loves this group. So under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Again, no more running clock as Washington not down by 35 points. And we're gonna have the jet sweep. This time it's to Alex Schmidt, the senior.
Handoff to number 3, Alex Schmidt.
Senior gets a catch. Again, when the quarterback pitches it slightly forward, that's a forward pass, so Wickner gets the completion, Schmidt gets the catch. And it brings up a 2nd and 5. Schmidt stays in the game. It's Mills to this bottom side. I can't see the number for certain. No, it's Robs. Well, finding some room off the left side, and we're going to have multiple flags that come out. This is going to be a hold that's whistled, so this one is going to come back. It was Jacob Michael on the carry.
Holding. Offense. Number 89.
So at the 9:04 mark of the fourth quarter, Tigers are going to go backwards. It's going to cost them 10 yards on the holding. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 16.
Second down and 16.
Wickner will throw it out and completes the pass to North.
Pass from number 12, Andrew Wickner, complete.
It's going to be a short gain. It's going to pick up, let's call it 4. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12. Michael checks out.
3rd down and 12.
Mills checks in. Mills to the top side, North to the bottom side. Wickner pumps and gets drilled off the left side. Let's hope he's okay. He is. Tigers were trying to take the ball down the field, but Wickner after the pump had no time whatsoever. And lucky to hold on to the football was Wickner as he gets just rocked by Kevin Riley, a senior linebacker. The Tigers will have to punt it away. Trey Campbell, the long snapper, an unusual wide receiver long snapper combination, comes out, delivers a perfect one. Furson's kick into the wind. A little bit of a spiral. That one's going to roll for a ways. Furson has just had a terrific night on special teams.
Punt by number 8, Stratton Furson.
That one travels 44 yards with no return, so Furson.
First and 10 for the Warriors from their own 19.
Good job. Good job, bud.
Aiden Hansen in the game is in one of those linebacker spots.
Carry by number 17.
Michael Blank has had a nice night. He's a sophomore, had a hand in that touchdown. He didn't score it, but had a couple of catches. Played some quarterback earlier. Returns some kicks. Now he's back at the quarterback position. And he'll pass it out, and Tigers looking for the strip. Not able to get away from Ross Carr, who caught the touchdown earlier.
Pass complete to number 2, there in Ross Carr.
Owen Denholm in on the tackle for the Tigers from that linebacker position. There's a fumble, but that ball is going to be fumbled out of bounds after the catch is made. Ortiz and Blank switch positions. Ortiz goes out and plays receiver. It is enough for the first down, so Wash with 6:11 to go. First down from its own 44. And here comes Blank with another run. So Washington able to find some yardage against this Tiger defense here in the third and fourth quarters. Cole Froling on the stop. Blank throws it out to Bjornsson. Bjornsson's got some room, and Bjornsson has enough for the first down again.
Number 17, Michael Blank, complete to number 7, Max Bjornsson. Ahead for the Warrior, first down.
Stop for the Tigers is made
Tackle by number 10, Luke Eller.
by Luke Eller of the Tigers, wearing number 10. Quick throw is out once again. This time a little bit shorter gain.
Michael Blank, complete to number 6, Jamarcus Harris.
Jamarcus Harris makes the catch here for a gain of 6, but all of a sudden this Washington offense is kind of on a roll. They had a few good drives. First drive ended up in a turnover, and they scored on their last drive, and here they're threatening again. Blank off the right side picks up good yardage. It's going to be close to first down yardage. I think they're going to give him enough, and in fact they will move the chains. Just under 5 minutes to go,
Tackle by number 25, Landon
and
Hall.
just inside the 15-yard line is Blank.
First down and 10 for the Warriors.
So same play they scored on. This one's to Bjornsson. See if Bjornsson, oh, he's going to score. He cuts inside Eller for the touchdown.
From number 17, Michael Blank, complete to number 7, Max Bjornsson.
Oh.
Warrior touchdown.
So the touchdown cuts into the Tigers' lead. It's now 41-14 after the Blank to Bjornsson touchdown throw. On senior night here at Cedar Rapids Kingston Stadium does give the home faithful, and there aren't that many of them left, something to cheer about. More Tiger fans in the stands right now than there are those for the Warriors. And the Tigers are drawn offside for the second consecutive time on a
Defense, number 87.
2-point conversion try.
From the try.
Sam Menon in there at one of the defensive tackle spots. This time he's drawn off. Quick give to Thompson, and he scores again. So 41-16. Some window dressing here for Cedar Rapids, Washington.
4:39 left in the game. The score is Warriors 16, Tigers 41.
The Tigers got it going early. They scored 16 seconds into the game. A 66-yard reverse to Trey Campbell resulted in a touchdown. The very next time the Tigers touched the football, Ryan Ostrich on the first play in that drive scored from 33 yards out. It was 14-0, and we'd only played 1 minute and 46 seconds in the first quarter. Next time the Tigers got the ball, it resulted in another Ryan Ostrich score, a 22-yard touchdown run And at the 7:21 mark of the game, it was Cedar Falls 21-0. Stratton first and then recovered his own kickoff in the far right corner of the end zone. The 2-point try was no good, and at 6:58 mark of the first quarter, it was 27-0. Tigers had to punt it away a couple of times, but then it was Connor Jacobson who got it going. He hit Caden Jansen for a 21-yard touchdown to make it 34-0 with 5:42 to go in the second quarter. And then it was Aiden Sorensen's turn to catch a ball from Jacobson. He had an 11-yard touchdown catch. That made it 41-0 with 1:47 to go in the second. As I mentioned, Washington's had a couple of late touchdown catches here, and it's made the 41-14. Oh, Ernst is just rocked on that play after a nice return. Yes. Again, Tigers have seen a couple of big hits against them. This time it was Chase Mahoney, a sophomore linebacker, who just laid it onto Ernst, but Ernst's able to hold on. And the Tigers will take possession with 4:31. They'd love to get a first down, possibly two, to finish this one out. On first down, might be able to give them enough to run off the clock. We'll see. Not much going on first down. Maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage is Ernst. It'll be a 2nd down and 10 play.
2nd down and 10.
Andrew Wickner's gone the entire way in the second half for the Tigers under center. Had a couple of completions. Did get sacked once and got hit hard in the last series. Wickner with the handoff. This time Ernst finds a little room around the end. Ernst finds some room, and Ernst is going to be chased out of bounds, but not before he picks up 16 or 17 yards, and Tigers have a new set of downs after the Ernst run.
First down and 10 for the Tigers at their own 48.
Trey Oberhoy in at tight end for the Tigers. Toss back to Ernst again. Ernst really with nowhere to go. It's going to be a tripping call, and that'll give the Tigers a new set of downs.
Handoff to number 38.
Riley Martin, a junior safety, came up and tripped Ernst. An interesting call. You don't see that very often at that. Usually it's a defensive lineman who sticks a foot up and trips somebody, but it's going to give the Tigers another first down. Still 3:30 to go, so the Tigers still have to run some plays. I mentioned a first down might do it, but they've had 2 first downs, and they've been on early downs. These guys out on the field don't mind. They're getting some more snaps in. Tigers with a couple of tight ends in the ball game. It's Oberhoy and Lynch. Lynch acts as a fullback in this particular set. Wickner gives it off. This is to Michael. Michael maybe finds a yard in the interior. Ball did come loose, but it was after the whistle.
Ball carrier number 34, Jacob Michael.
Jacob Michael picks up, we'll give him a yard. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9. Under 3 minutes to go, 2:45. A lot of the fans in this place brought their blankets and hats and coats, and think they are ready. I haven't felt my toes for a couple of quarters now. A well-needed, much-deserved victory for the Tigers. It's going to be Andrew Wickner on the keeper here. He's going to pick up some yards. Wickner finding some space and just covers up the football. Wickner finds maybe 5 or 6 yards in that carry. It brings up a 3rd down and 3 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Robbs brings in the play. It's Ken Koltoff who sends in the plays. He's been doing that for years.
3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2. Tigers looking to seal this up and go into their favorite formation, which is the victory formation. Handoff off the right end. Michael trying to find 2 yards in this carry. He gets it. He's out of bounds, but that's going to do it as the Tigers able to get that first down. Now I'm guessing that we're going to see Tigers just kneel on the ball as Gage Mills come in. Trey Oberhoy checks out. And I could be wrong. They might just decide to give some more carries to some guys. In fact, the Tigers are in shotgun formation, so chances are it's going to be a handoff to Michael. In fact, it is. Michael looking to hang on to the ball. Washington trying to strip it. And they do late, but not until a gain of 2 or so. Closing in on the 1 minute mark, 1:15 to go. Give Michael a yard on that carry, brings up a 2nd and 9.
2nd down and 9.
Single back in the backfield, that's Ernst. Wickner letting the time run off the clock. He tosses it out to Ernst. Ernst able to find some room and stays in bounds. The referee is probably a little chilly also. Wanted to make sure that Ernst stayed in bounds. The play clock is running at 30. There are 33 seconds left in the game, so the Tigers will have to snap it one more time. I want to thank our incredibly talented Cedar Falls Community Television crew tonight. That would be Denny Bowman. Jack of all trades, Denny Bowman. He produces, directs tonight. He runs the camera. Ernst changes direction, cuts back across the grain. That's with 1 second to go. He's tackled, and that does it. And the Tigers put the finishing touches on a 41-14 win. Two-game losing streak is now history as the Tigers move to 4-2 on the season. Cedar Rapids, Washington, who started off with such promise with a 3-0 record, now they've dropped 3 straight, and Mo Blue has some work to do in that Washington locker room, and the Tigers can go back to smiling. Brad Remmert and his staff can enjoy watching the film tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon as the case would be, since it's just Thursday. I suppose they'll let the kids go to school before they watch it, but nonetheless, the Tigers come away with a record of 4-2. It's a great night to be a Tiger. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. For Denny Bowman, I'm Jeremiah Longnecker. Thanks for spending some time with us. Have a great one.